China's goal is to become a moderately well-off society. The key is innovation. China must develop science and technology. China must infuse society with creativity, and intellectual property rights must be protected. China's new leaders face the need to innovate. China can produce. Can China create? China, the largest population on Earth, the greatest transformation in history. Yet, change causes problems. This year, China has new leaders. Here are the challenges they face. China's challenges. I'm Robert Lawrence Kuhn. China's goal is that the entire country should become a moderately well-off society. Achieving this by around 2020 will not be easy. China must develop and commercialize science and technology. China must infuse society with creativity. And don't forget intellectual property rights. IPR must be protected. The challenge of innovation is what China's new leaders face. 2 weeks after becoming China's most senior leader, Communist Party General Secretary Xi Jinping proclaimed, "The Chinese dream is to achieve the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation."
中国梦，我以为实现中华民族的伟大复兴，就是中华民族近代最伟大的中国梦。
One of the keys to this rejuvenation is innovation. I'm Robert Lawrence Kuhn. I've worked with China and its leaders for 25 years. I wrote the book, How China's Leaders Think. In this episode of China's Challenges, I ask, China can produce. Can China create? Shenzhen is a vibrant modern metropolis adjacent to Hong Kong, 2,500 kilometers south of Beijing. Shenzhen is the cradle of China's reform. This is Dafan Village, the center of oil painting in China. Here, innovation and art lead to economic recovery. In its heyday in the 1990s, Dafan Village had more than 2,000 artists working on oil painting assembly lines, mass-producing classical masterpieces of Van Gogh, Picasso, Monet, Raphael, and Da Vinci, and selling them all over the world. Remarkably, Dafan controlled 60% of the global oil painting market. Wu Mei is an artist. 18 years ago, she and her husband, also an artist, quit their civil servant jobs in their faraway hometown and came to Dafan. They've witnessed its golden age.
我们来深圳的时候呢，那个时候的合作方式是那样子，有国外的老外直接住到酒店，或者是香港老板。 然后我们就把这2个星期或者之前画好的画，卷了一卷就过去。过去以后呢，就发现哇，这么多人排队啊，已经来了很多人排队了在那里。然后就大家排着队，拿着号，然后等到你的时候，有时候从早上到下午才等到。
But when the financial tsunami of 2008 hit, these painting factories lost foreign orders and many went bankrupt. young painters suddenly faced the hardships of unemployment. So instead of copying old masters, they started to create their own styles. And soon they found a burgeoning market for these works. Painting originals may not seem like innovation, but in a place where copying is the norm, breaking that mold is a radical move. Wu Mei was one of these innovators. After years of struggle, she and her husband no longer depend on copying foreign classics. They are now commissioned to create their own works of art for domestic clients. The transformation of these painters in Dafan, from duplicators to originators, symbolizes a big challenge for China itself. A famous Chinese artist, Qi Bashi, said that learning will lead to a bright future, but copying will lead to a dead end. Good Chinese duplicators, can you innovate? This is the question for all China. Shenzhen is also the center for another model of innovation. The city has the largest mobile phone manufacturing base in the world. For years, 80% of China's mobile phones came from here, the paradise of counterfeit phones. Because of that, Shenzhen has a nickname, Jiaidu, which means city of counterfeits. The word counterfeit is shanzhai, which may have its origin in Shenzhen. To see some new innovations, I visit Shenzhen's market stall. I find a phone that can support Excel, another that works as a defensive weapon, and one with which not only can I make a call, but also I can shave. From Shenzhen, Chinese cheap electronics stream into the emerging markets of Africa, Asia, and Latin America, enabling poorer people to buy mobile phones or tablet computers at very low prices. But it's not just cheap prices that are capturing the market. It's innovation, as one Shenzhen entrepreneur realized. In 2006, Tao Xinhua resigned from a state-owned mobile phone company to start his own business in Shenzhen. China's counterfeit phone market had already passed its peak, and Tao faced the dual challenges of needing new markets and technological innovation.
大多数人以低价格去竞争，因为低价格是没有底线的。那我们讲从 iPhone 一出来，它突然一个价格几十倍高于我们深圳手机的价格，但是它照样卖得最好。很多人都是靠价格去竞争，靠这个做一些仅仅是一些外观方面的创新。但是你看 iPhone 成功的根本就是一个技术创新，还有另外一个是品牌的投入。
Tao wasn't satisfied producing low-profit phones for other brands, so he decided to create his own brand. To compete in a dynamic market, he needed current technology and an efficient infrastructure. In 2007, he established his own company in Shenzhen, making cell phone components in Dongguan and establishing a research and development center in Shanghai.
这叫无铅工艺，这个我们都能做到。这个呢，经过这个之后呢，所有的芯片就已经焊牢了，焊牢了再贴在这个板子上。好，在这个地方再有一次 AOI， 就是再一次光学检测。但是很多时候我们在分析这个市场需求的时候，并不完全是高技术的创新，不一定是高技术带来创新，而是要符合 和满足市场需要，这才是创新。
Innovation led Tao to an unlikely market, Bangladesh, a poor country of 160 million people thousands of miles away. In only a few years, his Bangladesh sales exceeded world brands like Nokia and Motorola. Tao's company controlled nearly 80% of the local mobile phone market. Tao had found a need in the Bangladesh cell phone market that no one else was filling.
我记得有一次住在招待所里面，一个晚上从8点到12点，他就停了60天。所以针对这个特点呢，我们就设计了这个超长待机的这个手机。比如我们这里有一款这个电池，这么一个电池能达到2500毫安时，目前销量非常好，其实就能够满足他们这个充电困难的问题。其实这是一个很小的一个创意，但是就能满足它的市场需求。
Tao's success demonstrates how innovation requires creative thinking. It's a lesson learned by other cell phone companies in Shenzhen. Critical innovations can capture huge market shares. At a major consumer electronics show in January 2013, Huawei Technologies launched cell phones with the world's thinnest and largest screen size.
我们在这一款机子上，首先是高清的这个全高清的屏，1080p 的这个IPS 的屏而且我们配备了最新一代的大猩猩的抗镜玻璃这个整个的显示屏的这个分辨率非常高。这个手机呢，同时还具备了一个1300万的摄像头。那我们这个手机呢，也是一个防水的手机，日常生活防水是完全没有问题，所以你可以带着它这个去游泳什么，在游泳池边都是没有问题的。
Based in Shenzhen, Huawei now rivals Samsung and Nokia. Huawei's smartphone was named best by PC World, the global computer magazine. Huawei was established in 1988 as a small, local private enterprise. It has now become the world's second largest telecommunications equipment supplier, with 150,000 global employees. Huawei's success highlights Shenzhen's new status as a center of innovation. And the spark of innovation is spreading. Currently, Shenzhen has over 600 vibrant, private, high-tech enterprises, all of which hope to become the next Huawei. Their creative technological breakthroughs attracted the attention of China's top leader, Party General Secretary Xi Jinping. Less than a month after attaining his position, Xi Jinping traveled to Shenzhen. It was his first trip outside of Beijing as party chief, and it carried deep significance. While in Shenzhen, General Secretary Xi Jinping pledged to continue down the road of reform and opening up, making the country stronger and its people richer. His words echoed those of Deng Xiaoping, China's former paramount leader and paragon of reform, during his landmark trip to Shenzhen in 1992, which reignited reform and catalyzed China's stunning decades of development. The link between Xi and Deng and the overt symbolism was lost on no one. Standing before Deng's statue, Secretary Xi vowed to break new ground. But if that new ground requires innovation, China has problems. And the solution begins with the education system.
《古诗送杜尚府之任蜀川》，其中“蜀”字比较难写，手指伸出来跟我一起书风，准备，一起说笔画，预备起。竖横折，竖横，撇横折钩，竖。
China knows that education undergirds its economic future. But what kind of education is optimal for today's industries is hotly debated. The influence of traditional Chinese culture is powerful. Students from an early age are inculcated with collectivism, and they cultivate this habit of obeying authorities.
中国古代的这个社会精英呢，比如说他们要参加科举考试，那么参加科举考试呢，一个最重要的原则就是不能创新，不能有自己的新的思想。一个基础的基本的规则叫待圣人立言，什么意思呢？就是说，经典的学说经典的著作怎么讲的，你可以解释，但你自己呢，不能形成自己的创新，不能形成自己新的一套东西。
In China, it is inconceivable for a student to challenge a teacher.
对于学生创造能力的培养几乎是零。就是你不要创造，我老师叫你怎么做你就怎么做，你按照老师的思路去做。所以这样的话就造成我们中国的本科生出国去读研究生，就发现他们考试的成绩都比外国学生好，但是最后做论文做实验不行，因为他好像离开了老师的思路，他就觉得不合适了。
Of the 50 leading research and development universities in the world, 40 are in America and the rest are in Europe. None are in China. In 2009, there were 280,000 scientific papers published in China. Less than 1% were published in the world's top journals. To bring world-class science to China, Chinese universities, with strong support from China's leaders, are offering aggressive incentives to bring world-renowned scientists, originally from China, back to China. I am eager to meet Dr. Rao Yi, a distinguished neuroscientist in the U.S. before returning to China. Dr. Rao is now Dean of Life Sciences at Beijing University, and he is an outspoken critic of Chinese science. Many new senior leaders, virtually all of whom are trained in engineering and have a scientific background. And if they came to you and said, for building Chinese science, what are the 2 or 3 most important things that we need to change in terms of national policy, what would you be recommending to them?
The top one is to reform the system so that in science, merit will be the top criteria for funding, promotion, and support. And the second one is to say, on top of that general structure, that we need to have an education that's compatible for creativity and innovation, and they go hand in hand.
It's ironic that although China may not have the best universities or R&D system, China may have the most impressive students, at least as measured by tests. But this does not mean that the Chinese system is fostering the kind of education that can lead to innovation. At the 3rd Shanghai Youth Tech Expo in 2012, Chinese students demonstrated their creativity and innovation while competing with their international peers.
我们正常的踩油门是这样慢慢踩下去的，大家可以看到。但是如果前面突发了前面有了突发情况，那么司机就会应急反应，突然的踩下去。这时候这个控制中心就会发出指令，把车子给刹住。我们通过判断这个车子这个司机踩这个油门的速度，来判断他是普通的驾驶呢，还是应急的状况。
Like other children who attend this exposition, Zhu Jiao, was obsessed with invention when he was a little boy, but he has little time to develop his skill.
上学是每天6点过去，然后下午5点半回来。然后晚上大概要做功课做到10点多。我们几个研究发明的时间大概是每天30多分钟。
Among Chinese students of his age, schedules like this are common.
我学校放学以后大概还要7点到10点学习，花在学习的时间差不多10多个小时吧。
一般情况下，业余爱好花的时间是1/10左右。
For international students, it's a different story.
Well, after school every day, I usually play sports or go to a band practice or go to dance. I like dancing as well.
I spend around 8 hours at school, and afterwards, I play soccer.
Zhu and his fellow students study so many hours because in the Chinese educational system, test scores and grades are the only standard of success.
我在网上看到一篇文章说，爱因斯坦其实不是好学生，他在小学里是非常调皮的一个孩子，成绩也是倒数，但是他长大以后成为伟大的发明家，科学家，那说明，我认为成绩是不能起到决定性作用。
Compared with American students, Chinese students spend twice as much time studying, and after school, they swarm to various tutorial classes. A 10-year-old primary school student in China has to memorize 2,500 Chinese characters and 700 English words.
中国为什么出现不了像这个比尔盖茨啊、乔布斯这样的奇才？我说中国的没有一个父母敢允许自己的孩子读了大学1年级你就辍学，在家里的汽车间里面瞎捣鼓，能允许吗？认为这是离经叛道，所以我觉得这是一个大的问题。整个社会的一种期望值和现在都太急躁。
In recent years, education reform is considering how college admissions can rely less on exams. Other innovations include allowing students to have some flexibility in choosing areas of study, to personalize their own education. To supplement China's traditional education, many private schools have sprung up, and parents, knowing that their kids must compete in the global market, are eager to pay to make them successful.
1,440. I already say that.
Emily is 10. Nicholas is 9. They used to attend a rigorous primary school in Shanghai. Last year, their father transferred them to a private international school, whose curriculum is based on educational ideas from outside of China. Classes are taught in English, and creativity and self-expression are a priority. Well, it's nice to meet everyone, and your name is?
Emily.
Well, that's a very nice name. And what's the difference between the Chinese school and this international school?
My older school have many homework. I need to finish at 10 to 11 o'clock.
At night, wow.
Yeah, and now I just finished at 7 o'clock.
Did you have choices in your Chinese school?
No.
No choice.
Yeah.
Here you have choices.
Yeah.
You like choices?
Yes.
Why?
Because what I like, I will choose it. But my older school teacher said what it was.
So now that Emily has been at the international school for almost a year, and she had been for several years in the Chinese school, what differences do you see in her as a person?
现在的变化我觉得非常的大，主要是一个人活泼了，开朗了，那么和同学、和家里人、和周围的人交往上面胆子也比较大了，善于交往，不会那么怕陌生。那么尤其是有一点，在上课的时候，如果他觉得老师对这个问题的解释没有解释清楚，或者说一个词念错了， 他会马上提出自己的意见，觉得老师你这个字可能是讲错了，应该怎么讲。那么老师在发现这个情况以后，第二天确定，哎呦，艾米丽你说的都是对的。那么他能够主动的和老师也进行沟通，不是说以前看到老师就是怕，看到人怕陌生不敢交往。
Robert is 13 years old. He also has studied in both Chinese and international schools. His father, Alfred, is an entrepreneur. Robert, you've been in both Chinese schools and now in this international school, so how can you compare the two?
In the Chinese school, we have the teachers told us to do things and busy with exams and textbooks. And when I changed to international school, we have free time, and I always play with my friends basketball, and I'm the leader for the team that I made up with my friend.
What other subjects do you take in the international school that you didn't take in the Chinese school?
UI and...
Which is what? What is that?
UI is unit of inquiry, and it tells us just that we have a topic and we inquire for the topic for 1 month, and we have assessment. So it's like that. And the curriculum plus, we choose our the things we want to do for that class, and the teacher will tell us how to do.
And so, if you were sitting with a future leader of China, because China's getting new leaders this year and next year, and they asked you from your experiences about education and about the future, what advice would you give them?
The Chinese government need to free up the market of the education. Not only say, okay, this is government dominated the market, but rather need to open up. So this will give the competition to the education system. You may know, for the marketplace, the competition always, play a big game.
Progress in China's education system has been made. But there is still a long way to go to get to the point where China is producing students who regularly come up with new ideas. But who will invest in new ideas, new brands, or new technologies if they will be quickly stolen? For innovation to succeed in China, a robust intellectual property rights system is essential. I speak with Tian Lepu, Commissioner of China's State Intellectual Property Office. Now, the whole culture at the beginning of the market economy was a copycat culture. Help me understand in the historical context how this has arisen and how you see the transformation over time.
那现在呢，应该说，改革开放以后，中国确立了一个现代的知识产权制度，那么要颠覆人们的这种传统的思维啊。要从这种抄袭、模仿、借鉴，转变为呢创新、创意、创造，这个应该说，我认为是一场革命。而这种过程呢，我认为呢，不能够认为它是会很短的，可能，我个人认为1代人是不够的。
Wang Yan is a 31-year-old patent manager with a keen sense of how markets work. In 2005, he resigned from government, giving up an easy and secure job to help patent owners develop commercial products.
我因为看了很多的报刊，上面说科技成果转化比较低啊，我后来也在琢磨这是为什么原因。但后来我发现了一个问题。 发现了什么样一个问题呢？就是说，很多的那个科技人员他不怎么有商业的这个头脑或者是思维。
The Chinese are enthusiastic about innovation. China now leads the world in patent applications. The problem lies in commercializing patents into market-viable products. Wang Yan is one of the few people who understands the commercialization process. In only 5 years, he has accumulated about 2,000 patented products in his portfolio. Currently, he is promoting an LED surface light source, invented by a scientist at Nanjing University of Technology.
这是我们花了5年多时间研究出来的，具有革命性的一个照明产品，是 LED 面光源产品。这样的产品它有什么样的优势呢？第一，它是这个超节能，产品耗电只有普通白炽灯的1/10。第二个呢是寿命超长，是普通白炽灯的20倍以上。我们的这样的产品，价格上也基本到了这个老百姓可以接受的地步。LED 是个大众的消费型产品，而且这个市场是，市场未来容量足够大。我们估计，反正看行业里面的一些专家判断，到2015年时候，大约有4000亿人民币。哪怕这里面我只分了1/1000，那也不得了了。
Another innovative product that Wang Yun is developing with Nanjing scientists is a low-cost 3D printer. Wang and the scientists have applied for more than 20 patents, and there are more innovations like this on the horizon.
这个呢是3维打印机，这个设备具有3个优点，一个是易用，一个是实用，一个是耐用。比如说现在打印这个模型呢，它是首先在计算机上把这个3维的模型设计出来之后呢，软件对它进行切片分层，这个设备就是一层一层打印，一层层打印，一层层打印。做这样的一个模型，如果采用我们这个设备做的话呢，应该在几块钱左右。几块钱左右。如果采用国外的设备做的话，那可能要几百块钱。几百块钱。对。
Wang is eager for products like these to become big sellers. But before he can begin, he needs capital to start producing them.
我现在创办都是小微企业，小微企业在起步的1、2年以内，贷款真的很难，因为你没有贷款，就是像无源之水，巧妇难为无米之炊，你无法去开拓市场，无法去让产品更有商业竞争力，甚至连招贤纳士都很难。
Once Wang secures the investment and begins making products, assuming there are profits, here's how he'll split them. Inventors get 40%, investors 30%, and Wang himself a healthy 30%. Wang's goal is to help inventors commercialize their products and realize profits. But for researchers who work for the government, profits are unimaginable because they are not allowed to put state assets at risk for market opportunities. This means that they cannot profit personally from their new ideas. But if they cannot profit personally, what is their incentive to create new ideas? Moreover, why would anyone strive and struggle to create new ideas when they can be so quickly stolen?
特别快，我们在香港搞了一次展览，没想到3个月之后，市面上就有我们外形一模一样的，但是核心技术它掌握不了的产品，价格比我们卖的还比我们贵一点，假货卖的还比我们贵。
Poor intellectual property protection is perhaps China's largest and most intractable obstacle in becoming an innovative country. In the past, only foreign companies decried the outrageous copying, stealing to be blunt, of patented products in China. But now Chinese companies are the ones shouting the loudest.
中国的这个几千年的这个文明史上，大家的一致的观点就是说，无形的知识啊，那么应该共享，而且应该是无偿的共享啊。那么要把它改变，那么经过20几年的努力，应该说很多人认识到了哦，知识是财产，应该受到尊重啊，专利啊、商标、著作权这都应该受到保护的。
So if you were asked by one of the new leaders of China in the next few months, what specific advice wowould you give the new leaders?
知识产权保护好，让创新的人能够赚到钱，让创新者收入比那个模仿者多，这个是很好的一个办法。
中共中央政治局常委、国务院副总理李克强21号在中共中央政治局委员、北京市委书记刘奇陪同下，在北京市考察。
Throughout his 5-year term as Vice Premier, now Premier Li Keqiang stressed innovation to speed economic restructuring and industrial upgrading, and thus transform the mode of China's economic growth. Innovation is critical, Li said, for increasing domestic demand and standards of living. Speaking to companies, Li called innovation the lifeblood of an enterprise and encouraged broad, innovative thinking about technology, products, management, and market growth. Innovation has become a national mission. There is no alternative if China is to keep competitive globally. Therefore, across a broad range of industries, the government is investing heavily in innovation. One of the major industries in which China has lagged significantly behind the US and Europe is aviation. But a massive new initiative in China is working to change that. Chen Yingchun is the Executive Deputy Chief Designer of China's C919 commercial aircraft program. Today, he's flying from Shanghai to Mianyang in Sichuan province. He frequently travels to the airbase there where aero engineering experiments are ongoing. His goal is to produce China's first commercial aircraft, the C919. China's central government regards domestically made aircraft as one of its highest priorities of the next 15 years. And it has invested 200 billion RMB, that's about 32 billion US dollars into the program, recruiting hundreds of aviation tech experts like Chen from all over the country.
中国的大飞机翱翔蓝天，是几代中国人的梦想。作为我们这一代人，也是一个群体。我们工作了20-30年了，我们希望能够让中国的大飞机在我们的手上飞向蓝天。 圆了这个几代人的梦想。
Chen specializes in aerodynamics. He has more than 30 years of professional aviation experience, but this is the first time he's getting involved in China's own aviation R&D and state-of-the-art aircraft manufacturing.
我82年大学实习的时候就到这里，反正82年到现在30年，100回都不止啊。 原来都是靠着沿着山边走，但现在这个路宽了。
The manufacturing of commercial aircraft is known as the crown of manufacturing because it brings together so many disparate technologies, requires numerous professional disciplines, demands high-end technologies, involves 136 professional fields, and covers almost all industrial categories. China sees COMAC's commercial aircraft manufacturing as a turning point in the country's transformation from low-end assembly-type manufacturing to high-end technology production. But achieving this Chinese dream won't be easy. Technical development and quality control are risky, time-consuming, and expensive.
做上万小时的这个吹风控实验。 上万小时，像国外有一些飞机做几万个小时的风洞实验，就在这种风洞里面，不停地吹，不停地吹。它要就是优化 分析比较，然后再改进，才能使产品越来越好。
The Shanghai Aircraft Design and Research Institute is located in Shanghai's Zhangjiang High-Tech Park. Here, working for the Institute, are more than 2,000 staff in 100 specialized fields and 10 big systems. Guo Bozhi is the leader of the R&D team. Like Chen Yichun, Guo is excited about the commercial aircraft project, but fears the project is moving too fast. Innovation in China must surmount the obstacles of old infrastructures that are not yet equipped to meet modern demands.
我们既没有人，又没有设施，然后还没有经验，我们还要研制和国内和国际上一流的产品。要相当的这么一个民用航空产品，我们的压力你就可以想象到。
Inspired by the commercial aircraft project, China is striving to develop its own products with its own proprietary, independent, innovative technologies. China's strategy is not only to stimulate the economy, but also to transform and promote China's industrial brand from made in China to created in China. The C in C919 stands for China. If Airbus and Boeing are the A and B of global aircraft, China will be the C. The maiden flight of the C919 is scheduled for 2014 and first deliveries to airlines in 2016. China estimates that the number of commercial aircraft to be produced is about 3,000. That would put China third in the world.
好，这是我们浦东机场的场景。好，现在飞机正在起飞。打着飞行啊！现在你们飞出来以后，感觉到起飞的特性怎么样？
China hopes that the C919 will transform the country's reputation in global aviation. Chen Yichun recalls that when he was sent to West Germany in the 1980s, Chinese aviation was not taken seriously.
毕业没多久的时候，工资那时候是40-50块钱，人家德国人那时候是几千马克，这差出来以后几十倍。 就讥笑我们，就你这样穷的个啥子还要搞飞机？人家就要捐款，给中国人捐款，弄这种事儿，所以觉得很就受到刺激吧，应该说受到刺激，就确确实实那个年代，中国不具备独立自主搞飞机的这个实力、技术水平和经济实力都不够。
That lack of resources meant that the best China could do was to assemble other nations' aircraft. In 1985, Shanghai Airlines cooperated with the former McDonnell Douglas Aerospace Company to make U.S. planes in Shanghai.
但是呢，那个时候知识产权是人家的，自主权在人家手上，我们只是个小伙计、小伙伴、小兄弟，那样也没走下去。
But when McDonnell Douglas and Boeing merged in 1997, even that plan died. The experience taught China that in order to innovate in aviation, they could not rely on other countries. And to innovate properly would require rethinking many institutional methods, and even the way the government functioned. Innovation is contagious. China is witnessing how innovation in one industry can catalyze innovation in many industries and affect the entire nation. And even how China, though still an emerging economy, is perceived in a competitive world. China's leaders expect that there will be more and more innovative projects such as the C919. That's the way, they believe, to drive the transformation of China's manufacturing and the upgrading of China's technology. The annual Shanghai Formula One Grand Prix attracts fans from all over the world, and it's hard to get a ticket. The circuit was built in 2004, 20 kilometers from downtown, in a 100 square kilometer zone known as China's Detroit Motor City. But while the real Detroit in the US has declined, Shanghai's Motor City is finding another path.
尤其是中国现在目前的这个发展来讲，它的汽车制造产量规模现在已经全世界第一了，但是没有人认为中国是个汽车强国。原因是什么呢？就是你没有自己的东西，你都是在拿着别人的图纸在生产，仅此而已。
Shanghai is now an international metropolis, short of land and with high labor costs. How then can Shanghai continue to grow its automotive industry? Only with R&D, not only by manufacturing. Lu Shiheng is 69 years old. He looks like a common retired old man, except for the label on his electric car.
我提的目的就是宣传乘电动汽车，让他们开出去都知道了。那么他们有什么问题问我能够回答的全部给他们回答。我就是喜欢这个新鲜的、新颖的，现在能够开这个电动的汽车啊，蛮自豪的。 这个改造跟开这个燃油车不一样的，真的不一样的。
Lu was the first private owner of an electrical vehicle in Shanghai. The government expects that innovation in automobiles is so important for domestic sustainability and international competitiveness that it subsidizes half the costs of electrical vehicles like the one that Lu owns.
我就是讲这个电动车有什么好处？一环保，它没有废气的；第二，节能，10度电能够跑100公里；第三，我们开车的人费用也降下来了。
What people don't realize is that the critical components of electric automobiles, lithium batteries, are derived from China's aerospace technology. Specifically from the Shenzhou manned spacecraft, of which China is very proud.
现在应该能够做到3%以内，一般的话在行业里面是。
The Shenzhou battery system was developed by Dr. Wang Dong, who is now general manager of Shanghai Aerospace Energy Company, which commercializes batteries for electric vehicles. Wang shows me his lithium battery assembly line.
准备好了，准备好了，好。这边在工作吗？对，
Wang tells me that China is the third country in the world to use lithium batteries in its spacecrafts. Now Wang's company employs the same technologies for electric vehicles, stressing safety, reliability, and long life.
The machinery that we have here, where was it made?
这设备呢是我们那个结合我们工艺特点呢，我们自主开发的，是我们自主。
So each battery pack has 200 RBI.
Yes.
And how much does each one cost? And what is the price that you sell it for?
现在我们这个电池成本的话，基本上是在500元左右，500元，哎，这我们厂家的话大概在650到700这样一个范围，人民币啊，人民币。现在呢，这个成本因为现在市场还在培育，成本还有点高。
High-tech pioneers like Wang Dong's company cannot yet achieve economies of scale and generate market profits. That's why the Chinese government supports them. China is making large, targeted investments in strategic industries, such as new energy vehicles, aerospace, and biomedicine.
为什么叫战略性新兴产业？它的基本的一个定义就是国家逼着。比方说新能源，比如说下一代的这个信息技术，生物技术本身的中国的起点也比较高。中国社会的老龄化问题，或者中国人口庞大的这种健康需求，那么它实际上已经成为了国家重大专项的很重要的部分。
In 2009, 2 Chinese scientists made a major biomedical breakthrough, hailed worldwide, by cloning a mouse from its skin cell. As a former neuroscientist, I'm curious about China's rapid rise in the life sciences. So I visit the mother of Xiao Xiao, that well-known mouse. Dr. Tseng Fanyi earned her MD and PhD degrees at the University of Pennsylvania. She is now vice director of the Shanghai Institute of Medical Genetics at Shanghai Jiao Tong University.
Professor Tseng, it's great to be here in your lab. I've read much about your research. Tell me what your current research is and its importance in biology.
I am a developmental biologist and also a geneticist. So my research focuses on developmental biology. We can use these technologies to make a better embryos in, say, like animals. For example, we could do transgenic animal studies. We deliver human genes into these embryos. It would develop later. You know, that's part of the very exciting research in transgenic animals. And we could also manipulate these embryos so that we could do a cloning, somatic cell nuclear transfer. So we can engineer new life and for the purpose of, for the better good of human health. And such.
Biotechnology is a major industry of the future, and there's strong government support. Dr. Zeng and her team are now pursuing another innovative program, mammary gland bioreactor.
So these are the cows we cloned. We have many of the transgenic cloned cows, and besides that, we have about 500 goats in our facility, and then with goats we do transgenic animal studies.
In this idyllic place, Dr. Tseng's vision is to commercialize her transgenic animal research. These lovely cows are not normal animals.
这是我们的那个毒牛，全是我们的这个有转基因的，或者是这个有克隆的这些小牛们都在这里。
Most of the animals here are transgenic, conceived artificially with targeted genes that express specific functions. The animals secrete from their breasts pharmaceutical proteins that can be used to cure hereditary diseases. That's why the name mammary gland bioreactors. These flocks and herds could engender a pharmaceutical company. The milk from these genetically modified cows can replace a medicine that was synthesized from human blood serum. It's an extraordinary innovation.
当我们有了一头转基因牛之后呢，我们这个就可以把成本大大降低了。因为比如说我们现在的就是产一头牛的话，就其中一个药品吧，它一头牛的一升奶就等于相当于人的血清的里面的就是50、60倍的含量。我们只要有一头两头的那个这个牛它的奶呢，我们就可以供全中国的一个需求了。
Dr. Tseng's biotech research receives strong support from the Chinese government, which has been steadily increasing its R&D funding at more than 20% per year. But bringing new drugs to market is a very long and risky process. Only 8% of China's pharmaceutical investments have become effective drugs.
Things are quite slow. It took U.S. maybe 15, 16, 17 years to have the product put on market. So of course this is a long process. And any like a new development is a long process. Any like a new drug in a pharmaceutical.
Sure.
So with that, the challenge is to have a sustained support.
Sustained support from the government is key to enabling innovation to flourish. Failure must not be seen as a reason to limit support, but rather as a reason to provide more support. Only through tolerating failure can innovation succeed. China's new leaders should appreciate innovation. China's industrial transformation from manufacturer to innovator is complex, uncertain, full of risk, open to surprise, and will surely take time. China's new leaders know that they face the challenge of innovation. The Chinese people are watching.